Hello, welcome to West Ham United for another West Ham Confidential. Yes, we got a game tonight against Sheffield United, but the question is, Moyesy, what are you going to do? Look, the last couple of games, let's face it, they haven't been pearlers, have they? We've struggled against Man United and also against Fulham. They really brought the game to us. We kind of held up, but we didn't really offer a lot in midfield going forward and also up front as well. On top of that, of course, now we've got the injuries to contend with. Sheffield United, they are, obviously fighting for their lives. They are going to be dangerous. They haven't really offered a lot up front themselves this season. That's why they've struggled. But, they are a well-drilled outfit, and also their manager is going to demand the, utmost commitment and dedication from them to actually get a result, get a good performance, and obviously, get some points on the board for them especially. We've got to counteract that, with our defence. And one of the strengths of or the success of our season so far, for me, has been on the defence. How well we've played, how well we've withstood pressure in games that have actually enabled us to come away with points, whether a draw or even a win. And now we've lost, key players in our defence. Now we're looking at injuries all over the park as well, and a midfield that hasn't really been solid and productive as probably as best as we would have hoped. If you look at a lot of the games, a lot of our midfield, maybe have had one or two games, good performances, then they've dropped off. Moyes has had to change it around a little bit. So it hasn't actually always been the same, same starting 11, the same starting midfield as well. The one thing that we could rely on really was the defence. Now that's obviously big changes are going to have to come from that as well. So, will whoever he puts in there, are they going to be able to match up? What's going to happen with Soufal and Fredericks, on the right hand side? Bowen seems to have gone off the ball a little bit, or off the boil a little bit, I would say. Can Fredericks go in there? Can he do a better job as well? Johnson came on the other night and he played really well, for the youngster. The other youngster, Adijebu, I'm sorry, I got that completely wrong, but you know what I'm on about. He basically just he came on, he didn't really impress for me. Didn't really impress, he struggled, he wasn't really committed, or he really didn't show a lot of commitment, a lot of high energy, a lot of drive that we wanted. And I think he really needed to do that. We're pinning a lot of our hopes now on him to be able to step up, and other players from the under-23s to be able to step up and fill in where we need them to be. We know we are missing, sort of attacking force. We know we're relying on Antonio, but we can't rely on him not being injured. Obviously, Yarmolenko has got his issues now. We desperately need to get other players in there, but we can't right now until the end of the season. So we're looking at these other players to actually at least show energy, at least make a nuisance of themselves. I'm not saying they're going to start scoring a hat-trick every single game, but at least to impose their, let the defence know that they're there. And I got the impression the other night that the young lad, he just wasn't doing it. He wasn't being a pest. He wasn't being a nuisance for their defence. They could handle him easily, and we need to, or Moyes needs to evaluate that. But it's the defence. It's defence. Whether we can hold up now, whether our attacking midfield can be creative. We're desperately hoping that Said Benrahma, can produce. The last few games, he's really started to shine a little bit. Lots of great touches, great passes. But I think we need to start shining and producing. What I've said also is that, Fornals and Benrahma, they've had opportunities in the last sort of 2 or 3 games to, latch on to half chances around the 12-yard area, around the penalty area. And I think what they need to do is actually take them. What they've tended to do is kind of lay off a pass instead of taking a snapshot. They haven't really got that goal poacher's instinct right now, or it doesn't seem, especially Fornals. Fornals seems to be quite hesitant at times, and then other times he'll take a shot. So it's all, I've said this right from the very start with Fornals. He needs to be able to be a bit more confident in goal, in front of goal, and just make an effort. You never know, you're going to get a deflection, it's going to go in, but at least you're taking a shot. Take a shot, put the pressure on the defence, on the goalkeeper, force them into saves, force them into clearing, force them into desperation clearing. That could lead on to another opportunity as well. Same for Benrahma, and also same with Lanzini when he comes on, if he features as well. Souček as well, we got to look at Souček and Rice as well. If they're going to get injured, what's going to become of them? I would expect Noble to feature tonight, but again, he's got to be more of a, he's got to lead from the front as well. He's got to be able to be that one that is going to kind of not let everything sort of disappear, really. We've reached the top of the mountain. We almost we got to fourth. We've been hovering around fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth to be halfway respectable, really, but we want to be top six, essentially top seven. That's what we want to be. We do have the risk now of, with these injuries, with the kind of lacklustrous performances the last couple of games, that we could start slipping down again, and we don't want that. We want to keep the momentum going. This is not a criticism of the lads or Moyes at all. It's just a case of like a word of caution, really, to make sure that they keep on top of everything, and that they don't take Sheffield United for granted, and basically go at them. I mean, my prediction for tonight, I would usually go for my outrageous 5-0, but I think realistically, I think it's going to be a tough game, and I think we're going to look at about a 2-0 win, hopefully. But, we've got to see if they score, whether we can bounce back from that, and whether we can actually, brush it off our shoulders and just, go for it again. But I think it's going to be a tough game tonight, and I think Moyes has got to look at his tactics, his formation as well, and which players he feels that is going to be able to take the game to Sheffield United and also be strong and resolute all over the park. I say it's going to be an interesting one tonight. It's been an interesting one, how we perform, how Sheffield United perform, but how we stand up to any kind of pressure, especially in our defensive lines. Be an interesting one, but I think it's going to be 2-0. Let's know in the comments what you think tonight. Join us for the watch along later on. And, only one thing to say. Up the hammers. Ta-da.